The power of positivity. In this video, I'm going to explain to you how just the acts of thinking positive. Now, I don't always think that we're always 99% of the time going to be in a positive mindset. The point of thinking positive is not to stay positive 100% of the time, but to not dwell on the negatives and not let the negatives affect us in a massive way. All right. Positive thinking is one of the most powerful things you can do to change your life. The minute that you start focusing on the positives and expressing gratitude, being grateful for everything that you have right now, and understanding that everything will fall into place if I just continue putting things, the puzzle pieces together. I just continue doing what I have to do to make the money. I continue grinding for my dreams, and I'm consistent. You understand that the positive outlook is that it will fall into place with consistency, no matter what you're doing in life. Just saying to yourself, hey, I know this will work out. It's okay. It may be hard right now. It may not make sense right now, but I trust the process. Just thinking like that will change your whole life. And, I grew up in a family that was always late to outings, always was stressed out, always had things on their mind, always yelling at each other. And I was kind of like, in a quote unquote, kind of the punching bag growing up because I was the different kid. I had different beliefs. I acted different. I was just that kid that was different. And, a lot of what got me through those hard times and all those hard experiences and trauma as a kid was just positive thinking. Understanding that, everything will work out. I will continue doing what I'm doing and everything will fall into place. And, now I moved at my parents' house. Me and my parents and the family are doing better and we all get along now. So I think that a lot of it might not happen instantly, but when you're trying to be successful or you're trying to get through something harsh, try to focus on the positives. And I understand that can be really hard. That can really mess with your head when you're trying to focus on positives. But if you feel down, I also don't deny you also have to feel that sadness. You have to let that sadness flow through you. The point of it is not dwelling on that for days on end. You have emotions as human beings. We're not machines. And if we hold those emotions in, it's only going to hurt us more than help us. So we need to be able to feel those emotions, whether that be crying to your favorite song or whether that be just crying out of nowhere. It's okay to have those emotions. You can have emotions without letting them control your decisions in your life. Go to a private place or be someone you're close to or you love and detox those emotions. Feel them. Because if we push those emotions deep down, the sadness, whatever it is, we're going to have it come out as anger and trauma-related things, and then we're going to blast on someone that we don't even mean to, and then they're going to think we're the bad guy, right? And we have to learn to process our emotions in ways that aren't toxic and in ways that we can detox them efficiently and ways that don't affect other people in a negative way. I think that a lot of people need to start focusing on having people in their life that will understand them and that will help them improve. A lot of us, we think that we don't need help, we can do it ourselves. There's nothing wrong with asking for help in such as guidance. I think that we all have to do things ourselves to experience it, but having someone give you advice or kind of guide you, but not necessarily doing it for you, just giving you guidance and then you doing it in your own way, using that guidance and making it work for how you want to do things, because we can never do things exactly how people tell us to do. We have to experience it in our own way. That's great, but thinking positive will change your life. So when you feel down, when you feel like nothing's working out and you've been dwelling on that depressive feeling for a few days, look around you. A good exercise I like to do is to go outside. If you're living in the city, go to your local, park that's out of the city and just sit down there and look around you. Look around the blades of grass, the trees, the sky, and think about all the abundance the world has to offer. Everything around us is abundant. Think about it. Just in our yard, there's billions or even millions blades of grass that we don't even take into account. The sky is a beautiful, abundant thing that stretches throughout the world. All right. The these trees give us oxygen and are full of abundance because there's so many of them throughout the world. When you take a step back and you look at what we actually look over and don't take into our accountant every day, we're so busy with the distractibility and things we have to do of the day that we don't really take a step back and take in what the God has gave us in nature. And nature is a great way to reset your mind. When you just sit down there in silence and you reflect and you take in the natural things that are here on earth. And that's what I do. And also, a lot of the time, nighttime is a great way to de-stress. If you just sit up at night, you listen to some calming music or some songs you love that's calming to you, to reflect on yourself or release the negative emotions and negative energy you've built up and just let it come out. I've noticed that a great way to do that for me is just singing really loudly, not caring how I sound, just singing really loudly to let out and detox those emotions. However you do it, the point is to not dwell on the feeling and let it flow through you so it can come out. And positive thinking will come. It takes practice. It takes time to get used to, because a lot of people that are depressed for a long time have a real struggle thinking positive. And I experienced this. When I first lived with my parents, I wasn't the best mental state, and I went through a lot of depression and loneliness during that time, and it was really hard to think positive, but over time, it got easier and easier and easier to do. So I want you to understand, you're doing great, you're doing amazing. Try your best to keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding. You got this. I love you so much, and you're amazing. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. God bless.